Hello friends and welcome to Fae Earth, a magical world set in an alternate 19th century Earth, where every creature from folklore and fairy tale is real, have always been real, and lived alongside humanity. Join our adventurers as they explore a world of arcane mysteries and danger, where the new scientific and industrial age collides with an ancient world of fairy and magic. Having learned the tragic story of Grania the Urgle, the soul that is haunting Arbraccan House, the party now has a plan to try and find the fairy she was in love with, Fergus O'Rourke. If he is still alive, he will be an ancient fairy, but maybe, if reunited with the soul of Grania, he can help her find rest and move on. Informing the surprised household staff of their plan to try to talk to the fairies in the woods neighbouring the estate, the party prepares for the day and what is to come. Let us return now to the adventures of the Femme Fatales to find out what will happen next. Champion of Terror, I suppose. Of course they're talking to fairies, and she's walking off.
They better get used to it.
Yeah, so...
I'll put off all the cheese.
So yeah, do you all go to get ready?
Yeah, Bron is gonna put on
So when you get up there, you can see
a nice
when you have some very nice clothes. So when you get up,
a gown, and I'm not
For
putting on a
dinner,
gown
though,
for
yeah.
dinner. No,
well, actually,
Avery tux.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna.
if Finn was here, she would be explaining to you that it would be very appropriate that you would be expected to be, if the men would be in a tuxedo or evening jacket for dinner, even with family. And you do remember Finn would get dressed up for dinner with her own mother and father. Yeah. So,
I have a ball gown.
Okay, Bron is
Holding.
gonna go and see Erin.
Yeah, I have another one as well.
you knock on the door, and Aigna Khan is. You hear Aigna Khan's voice. 1 moment, please. And he opens the door. He's like, "Oh, yes, Bronwyn.
Can I speak to Erin very quickly?
She's in the bath. If
Okay. I am apparently incredibly short on time for dinner.
you'll be fine, Bronwyn.
So I don't know what I'm supposed to.
You own this house. You can wear whatever you want. You can wear your tux.
Oh, okay. I'll.
What do you want to wear?
I don't know, Aignacon. This is really just.
There's no wrong answer here. It's literally your house. They're not going to kick you out. They
Okay,
can't.
I
You
need
own
to-
it.
Maybe I need to go to Dublin and get some clothes that I'm. Okay. You know what? I'm going to wear my jacket.
As you
Fine.
say that, you hear from inside Erin shouting, "Did Bronwyn just say she wants to go shopping for clothes in Dublin? Aignacon, open the door and let her in."
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And you can see her, she has her hair like pulled up away and she's in the bath and there's like oils and rose petals in it, you know. It's a similar bath to the one that was in your room.
Okay.
And she's like, Bronwyn, do you want to go shopping?
Well, I don't want to, but I don't. I was told that I only had an hour and a half to. Well, I suppose an hour and 20 minutes now to get ready for dinner. And what am I? I don't have lots of fancy dresses. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Well, it's your house, Bronwyn. You can wear whatever you want. Look, the noble classes, wealthy people would traditionally wear more formal clothing for dinner, but that doesn't mean a ball gown. That just means an evening dress. Now, if you don't have
I
an
don't
evening,
own an evening dress, Aaron.
you could. I know it was a bit unusual, but that tuxedo that I saw you before looked actually quite good on you because of your height and your build.
Okay, I'll just wear that. Well,
But we could go shopping in Dublin soon.
yeah.
She's really excited by the idea of you and her going shopping in Dublin for dresses.
Oh god. Okay.
She's really, really excited by this.
Yeah, I think I'd probably need to do that just so I have something. Okay, I won't keep you. I will leave you to get ready, and I'll see you at dinner.
Wonderful. And Aignacon needs you out. He's like, the elves, we don't dress up like that for, like, we wear our clothes, nice clothes, but we wouldn't have, like, separate formal clothes for dinner, unless it was, like, a formal event.
I feel like I need to go through a whole schooling process to get the hang of this.
Perhaps Finn can help you. Maybe there's some books on etiquette.
Oh. Okay, maybe, yeah.
Or you could just decide you don't care because it's your house.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I'll.
What are they going to do? Kick you out?
I'm gonna do that. Hey, it can't be worse than fighting turtles off. She's just gonna walk out.
So you all get dressed and spend however long you want, and an hour and a half later, you're all sitting down in the dining room to a very, very nice meal. It's served you all. Siobhan Bradnock is there. The two maids are there serving you all your food. Cook Burka is there as well. It's a really nice bed. I'm not George Martin. I'm not going into detail, but it's a nice bit of food.
It's looking really nice cheese.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry about the swearing.
So, yous are about, just as yous are finishing the main course, Erin, who you notice has been in this really kind of excited and giddy mood for most of the meal, and kept looking at you. She says, "We went into Navan today. We got you a housewarming gift.
Oh.
It will be arriving tomorrow."
You didn't have to do that, Erin.
Oh, I did.
Oh, thank you.
It's a dresser for your room.
A dress. Oh, okay.
And Eileen says, I talked her down. She wanted to get you a horse.
I was just thinking it's gonna be a horse.
I don't know
Why
how
did
to
you take
ride.
it down?
Because if my darling wife, he says as he looks at her, had bought Bronwyn a horse,
Then I'd have to
she
get...
then would have had to hire at least one stable boy, at least one groomsman. I don't know if Bronwyn how extensive Bronwyn's riding experience is.
I don't know.
Bare minimum, I'm guessing.
Bare
minimum.
Like,
so this is why
my parents put me on a pony once, but I was too tall already, and it was just
so bare minimum. So you'd be someone who could drive a wagon. Yes, with a horse,
provided
obviously.
The horses were extremely well trained.
Well, I mean, but yeah, so not someone who's going to be going on a hunt.
No, why would I be hunting?
And to which Aaron says, "Well, it's quite a lot of fun, Bronwyn, going for a hunt. It is quite a lot. It's quite exhilarating."
And when you hunt, do you eat?
Well, if it's deer, of course you do. Well, you'd never hunt an animal and not eat it. That would be just monstrous.
Barbaric.
Yes.
I do like deer.
Yeah. I do have some friends who go on the fox hunts as well. They can be quite a problem for farmers. But it's the dogs when they get at them. It's just I find it, and she just shivers as she says it.
I lean into you like the dogs tear the fox apart.
So cruel.
That's why I don't like it. But a deer hunt,
Yes.
That
I could understand.
yes,
Well,
a deer hunt.
I've
We do
never,
hunting.
Yeah.
I've never done any of that, Erin. I'm glad that you didn't get me a horse. Thank you. I click on
I was like, "You're welcome."
Yeah.
And it says, and Erin says, "Well, so how was your days? Did you all have? You got Mr. Murder? Eamon, he showed you around the house, yes,
He did, yeah.
yes. And you got to see the run. You can see you will need some more staff. Certainly, you'll need at least one scullery maid in the kitchen.
So I hear. So
Yes.
that's
Although your housekeeper, Miss Nivratnock, and the cook, obviously, Cook Burka, they would be the people who could handle that for you. You don't need a lady doesn't need to interview for every single member of their domestic staff. They have senior domestic staff who, as part of their job, will get good, hardworking people.
I suppose, Erin, I'm
With a
just...
good reputation.
I'm just going to knock on the table and stare at Bron. Like, you better be at those interviews.
Bronwyn, give me an awareness roll. What did you get?
I got 2. So
You're not
probably
sure.
just-
You think the food maybe is hungry, and maybe had some seconds or something. You don't
Ron's gonna
know.
hand her some plate of potatoes or something.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, but surely if the lady of the house wants to be involved with the interviewing process,
Of course,
to find
it's
people who work well with her.
well. I mean, Bronwyn's not going to be working in the kitchen, but obviously
Yeah,
she would
but-
if she wants to interview the staff. I'm just saying that it's not something you need to worry about.
Erin, the second somebody even looks at me, they're gonna know I'm not a lady, and they're gonna know that.
A scullery
Well, how
maid.
would
A
I-
scullery maid will not. A scullery maid just is looking for a job.
I suppose I don't want to be looked down on because I don't have the good family name, you know?
Well, you're the first of your family, really.
Oh yes, you've just started a new lineage.
Oh, that's...
You are.
Aaron, that isn't loaded. Yeah.
But you're the first of. There's never been a Lord or Lady Pritchard of Arbraccan House before, so you're the first of that name.
You can really set the tone here, Bron. It would be...
Rich people can be, you know...
We should
eccentric.
look into actually a coat of arms.
A what?
Coat of arms.
Oh,
Every
that's
house.
an excellent idea.
Every family has a coat of
That's
arms.
an excellent idea, Bronwyn. And you
And
must
yours-
incorporate your
And
guns
it has to be,
somehow.
and it has to have an icy shade of blue.
That's an excellent idea.
Okay,
And
so
maybe a
how
fountain
about
as well.
after dinner? I assume we were either going to go to the forest.
Yes.
or-
And when you said Ida comes away, you're going into the forest. Why?
Talk to the fairy.
Oh, you're hoping to track down the fairy who was in
Fergus.
love with the.
Yes.
Oh, of course. Would you like me to come with you?
Oh, that would be
yeah,
fantastic.
excellent.
Great.
Of course. Yes, happy to help.
Is Ignicon in his elven form? Or...
No, he's around the household staff. He's maintaining a human illusion of himself
Okay.
because he doesn't want to freak people out. Because he's an elf.
Yeah.
Freak them out.
You know that would freak a lot of they're basically considered demigods. So yeah, he does this because he's a chill guy and he doesn't want to freak people out. And you know
Staff need to
he
function.
doesn't really have anything to prove.
Do they though?
You know
I
he
want my
doesn't
dinner.
have anything to prove.
So we want to do that, and then if we
Dwarf
have
thinks
time,
that it's
maybe assume. I mean, I'm hoping this whole thing with the fairies goes well. We could then talk to the spectre. I don't know. Maybe the fairy could, if he was there, he could talk to the spectre, help her move on. I don't know.
Hopefully, yes. So
Otherwise, I just radiant blast her ass.
Well, I don't want to do that if we don't have to, Selena.
I don't want to
do
do
you
it if I
know?
don't have
Actually, this is
to
the thing. I've
either,
never
but-
understood. I don't know myself. What would happen to the trapped soul of a human that hadn't passed on, that was then destroyed? Does that allow them to pass on, or is their soul obliterated? I mean, do you know?
The soul's obliterated.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I feel slightly bad about all those
So,
spectres.
But
So-
if we can't find the fairy,
so what does that
and
like?
she's constantly attacking the menfolk, we can't have that.
Eventually, she will have to be.
Well, let's focus on finding how are the household staff reacting.
There's only like one of the maids, and she's kind of just listening. Is it not the maid that was there last night? It's the other maid who's obviously not acting nice because they would have talked. They would have gossiped. Everybody in the household knows what happened last night.
I would hope that we can either track down the fairy or a fairy who knows the fairy, and maybe they can talk to the spectre. I don't want to have to.
I don't want to have to do it
any-
either, but like, you know.
So you continue having your chat. You finish up dinner. Erin explains that the cabinet will be delivered to the house tomorrow. From Navan.
Lovely. Thank you, Aaron.
And after dinner, you all go and you get changed out of your finer clothes into your more outdoory clothes. Serious question. Are people wearing armour?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bron's gonna
Any
put
hint
on
of
her-
an
I'm
adventure?
definitely, after dinner, I just change back into something more.
Your adventuring garb.
Yeah.
Bron's gonna put on her
Okay.
arbor ability.
Okay. And are you putting that on underneath your clothes? Because it's on, as I said before, your
Yeah, it's a body.
your magical armour made of the ancient water snake's hide is basically like a
bodysuit.
sci-fi bodysuit type thing.
She's wearing that, and then she's gonna wear her clothes over it because she's it's
Your trousers, your
this is
jacket.
Victorian Ireland.
Maybe
She-
it's scandalous.
Yeah.
She's gonna look
way
like-
too tight fitting.
yeah, she's wearing her
Yeah.
like
Risque.
her
That's
her duster, her
Nope.
you know menstruous
Yeah.
shirt, waistcoat.
Yeah, cool. So you head off in the direction of the woods. It's
And
about
she
it.
has her guns as well.
Okay,
obviously.
I've
Which
my axes,
guns?
Of course.
My mundane guns.
You don't bring your arcane revolver.
I'm actually afraid to fucking use that thing
Why?
Yeah.
because
What's
like,
the worst that could happen?
A lot.
Bronwyn ends up in a million smithereens.
Yeah.
That is the worst that can happen.
Right, so you head off. Now, it's a good, it's about maybe 30-minute walk from the front of the house to the edge of the woods. And you start making your way in. And Aignacon has dropped his illusory form and he's in his elven form now. He's wearing the same clothes he was. He hasn't changed. He has his cane, which you know is enchanted.
Bitch doesn't need to change. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Who's ready to go?
Well, he's an elf.
I'm going to have my weapons with me as well, just in case.
Yeah. Right, and
my
you start wandering along. So, hold on, let me just check.
Sorry, your totem mask or your illusory?
Yeah, my mask will protect me.
Okay.
So,
Take it.
you head off, as I said. It's a somewhat cloudy night. So there is a bit of a moon. You're about a week from a full moon, so there's a bit of a moon, but it is kind of cloudy, so there's not much light from that. So
dark vision.
you have your dark sight, so you're all able to see perfectly fine.
Yep.
After a while, Aignacon points up at the trees,
Right.
and you can see a number of tree gnomes. These tiny little figures that look like a children's toy had been crudely carved from a piece of wood to look like an old man with beards and hair of moss, and their tiny little wooden clawed toes and fingers allowing them to easily grasp and climb along the trees. But they're there, but they're looking, but you kind of get the vibe he's like, it's more of an inquisitiveness. There certainly is no any threatening vibe from them at all.
Really no disrespect.
A few of them disappear, but a few of them are kind of sticking along, looking at you.
No, that's okay.
You know,
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll just keep going.
I'll keep going in deeper and deeper, and Aignacon turns to you and I was like, so, what was the plan if I hadn't agreed to come along?
Well, we have some whiskey.
Some moon dust, we have some whiskey.
We were going to try and see.
Ask if they're here, if they know a Fergus who was in love with Grania.
200 years ago.
Yes.
Right.
Why?
Or if somebody has heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're saying this, you do hear a voice. I don't... Fergus, the name's familiar. I can ask Angus if you want. And looking just off to the side, sitting on a branch, you see the diminutive form of a fairy. It's a man. He's wearing a very, very nice, bright kind of green or blazer, or not blazer, sorry, coat.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the fairies, they've kind of this funny, almost kind of archaic style of dress. They're, for the men anyway, long jackets or tails with long jackets and kind of shorter
Long tails.
But you know, their clothing looks more like something that was being worn by fancy, wealthy men like 80 or 100 years ago than what's worn today, you know? And but brightly coloured, of course, as I say. He's got it's a bright green jacket. He's got fine, crisp linens, highly polished boots with little brass buckles on. He's like, I can ask. Hold on, I do remember this. The name Fergus is familiar, and just give me a second. And he turns and he jumps and he leaps and he's gone.
Thank you.
So Fergus, we come on behalf of Grania.
He's already gone. Like they're so fast.
Just like,
They are the
So
fairies
fast,
are just so fast, and they can
So
like
fast.
jump these like crazy distances as well.
they're
Like
amazing.
they don't fly, but it's like they they leap, you know.
Mm-mm.
And a few minutes later, you hear a noise. This time, a woman's voice, and you see a woman off to one side, and she's kind of just like she's standing on a branch, and she's kind of leaning down, leaning against the bough of the tree. She's much older looking. Okay, none of you ever seen an elderly looking female fairy before, but she's quite fine and regal features, but she's definitely older. She's got grey hair in a beautiful kind of a gown that looks to be made almost like of a gold silk, and has that kind of weird glowing kind of shimmer that all the fairies has. Like, who's looking for Fergus?
We come on behalf of Grania.
Granny in it. There's no Granny in our clan.
No, she was a human girl.
And as then you hear another voice, this time coming from another tree, and is a very, very old-looking fairy, masculine, long white snowy beard, in a rich dark red with gold trim blazers, and he has a little cane in his hand. Like the cane looks like nearly a toothpick to you all. Like these fairies, like they're as you know, fairies are usually between 20 and 30 centimeters in size. They're very, very strong. It's like, you're not talking about Fergus O'Rourke, are you?
We don't know. But first of all, hello. Thank you for talking to us.
I think it was.
We're not
Fergus
sure. It might be.
Why would they be?
Nyafua's gonna see if she can recall previous conversations
because it was in
where
the.
last name
No,
was.
What's your
it was
intellect
in the
again?
diary. It was in the diary.
What's your intellect again?
My intellect, I
Oh,
believe.
you might know.
And I believe, and you do have the memory talent.
Yeah, my intellect was...
You have an intellect of 3 and you got a
This
plus
is
2 to
very
memory.
good,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not going to make it all.
Fergus.
You'd remember, yeah. Fergus O'Rourke was the name of the fairy.
And I just say, like, yeah, that would have been like 200 years ago.
There was a young Fergus who used to be a member of our Tua.
Okay.
What happened to him?
He left.
Oh, no.
Was that because, you see, apparently there was this girl that was watching the well.
The well that the humans
Yeah.
get their
Yes.
water from in
Yeah.
the big house.
Yeah.
And the woman says, "Oh, Angus, he did. I remember Fergus. Now, I remember the young lad saying there was a human girl there that he was quite fond of, and I remember."
The thing is, I think they wanted to be together, but like she was killed,
Oh,
unfortunately.
what?
Probably that's why he left.
Oh,
But the
that's what
thing
it
is,
is.
her spirit is haunting the grounds and hurting men.
Men, because she was killed by men.
Oh, I see.
We were hoping that we could talk to Fergus
I
and
mean,
maybe get him to.
He left
speak
the
with
Tua,
her.
but that would explain it. He was... Something
Probably
had happened.
heartbroken.
Something had happened, and she says, "I told you all there was something wrong with the poor boy. He wouldn't listen to me, Dad." And he was like, "Even at 100, you are still the mammy of the group, Kathleen." It's like, I was like, "Well, look." I was like, "Look, Fergus did leave the Tua a good long time ago. Oh, it was about 2 centuries ago.
That's when this happened.
Yeah.
This
But
is
he didn't go.
exactly when this
He
happened.
went to the bog. You know, the large bog. It's a couple of kilometers down the road."
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh,
So
brilliant.
he left here. He left the land. He said he didn't want to be near the big house anymore. We didn't know what it was.
Yes.
Now we know.
Well,
This is what
maybe
it was.
we should go
To the bar.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You've been really helpful.
Thank you so
And-
much. We have a little bit of something for you, and I'll bring
Oh,
out
thank
some
you very
this week.
much. And they all at this
Thank
stage
you so much for
Well,
your help.
you're with one of the lords, and they both give a very formal bow to Aignacon, who then gives a very formal and respectful bow back to the two of them. It's
Oh
like,
yeah, he's like something like a brother-in-law to us.
Yeah.
They're looking at me. He's like,
Very, very.
and he says,
good.
I may be an elf, but I'm not one of your lords. I have no connection to the to the two at Newgrange. And they're like, "Yes, your lord." And they give another deep bow. And he says, "So the bog,
Ron is like, now you know how it feels.
this bog is." Well, the Aignacon asks to them, "Is like, what other fae would we find there?" And they all was like, "Well,
Oh, will-o'-the-wisps.
there's some of them will-o'-the-wisp. There's Akin, that Puka. He's a pretty nasty guy. But beyond that, there's actually not that many. There's not many of our kind there. No, just some of the willows. And him, and then and I think that's why Fergus decided to go there. He wanted solitude. But
Oh, poor thing. It must have been
Pukas can be
heartbreaking.
tricky enough, so
Yeah.
I might have a hard time finding him yet.
Yeah.
well, as I say, it's. I mean, I don't know if you'd want to go now. It's getting a bit late. It's a couple of kilometers down the road.
Yeah, we should probably go their time. I don't
Day.
fancy
Okay,
running
second.
with Will-o'-the-Wisps again.
Yeah. And,
Well, if you go in the daytime, you won't see any of them,
Won't see
including
them.
Fergus. But you could maybe go in the evening and wait for the light to fall.
Exactly.
That might be a nice idea.
That is,
Mm.
because we are new to the area anyway, so not a good idea.
Are you living in the new house or in the big house?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Oh,
She's the new owner of the
The lady
house.
of the
lady
house.
of the house.
nice to meet you. Like now, just You won't be good doing that and going near the woods.
No.
Good.
Why would I? No.
Yeah, sometimes humans have funny ideas about trees.
No. I plan to. I think the way things are is fine, and I don't plan on changing anything.
Oh, that's very good. And they're very kind of nodding, very approvingly of this. Oh, this is good. This is good. Very nice. Like, keep things traditional. Keep things the way they are. Lovely.
Things seem to be running absolutely fine as they are.
Lovely.
So
This
I
is
don't
very good. Very good.
want to
Very
change
good.
anything.
So we'll be leaving out some milk and honey. Yes.
Oh, of course.
Excellent. 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 Excellent.
Do you like whiskey as well?
Who doesn't like whiskey?
Okay.
Absolutely, that's exactly.
Lovely. So some whiskey on the high days. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah, there we go, Caitlin. And she's like, oh, there we go, Angus. And they're both very pleased with themselves that they've made this formal
We will
treaty with the
give word
new.
down to the kitchens immediately. on
Lovely,
return.
lovely, lovely, lovely.
The chief of staff can absolutely recommend some good whiskey for you for that.
Well, we'll look forward to the gift.
Great.
Excellent.
Thank you so much again for
It's
your
very nice to meet you all and your lord.
It's an honour.
And
meeting you.
they seem to be very happy with themselves. They've just negotiated a new pact with the lady of the house.
Yeah.
So
It's just some milk and honey. It's no
Yeah.
problem.
Can't be slacking.
no.
People
So
don't be
you start
expected.
heading back towards the house. And as you start heading now, by the way, you've been in this woods for a good like half an hour, 40 minutes, and there's another 40. So you're talking to me
How
about.
often should we? Broni's just going to say how often.
Well, the high days.
Oh no! Well, the whiskey on the high days, the milk and honey, I'd be doing that every night. This is Eignacon says to you.
Okay.
It's a bit a saucer of milk and honey every night. That
Just
would
at
be
the
enough.
edge of the woods.
No, at the front of the house.
Front of the house.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Yes, at
Easily
the front of the house.
So make sure everything is nice and kosher.
Yes.
You know?
So,
done. I can do
So
that.
we'll never have
as
to
you start making your way back, it's going to be a little over an hour to get back, and you start making your way back, and you start hearing a bit of a rumbling noise in the sky.
Oh no.
And music, another 10-15 minutes, and you start feeling the slightest pitter-patter
Nice.
of rain.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to say exactly. I'm just going to be like,
Oh, lovely.
My axes.
And after, well, your axes are
They're
enchanted, they'll
Feyarn,
be
but
fine.
Still, I have a fear.
Yeah, you're a dwarf. You're instinctively worried
Oh my
about
God,
your metals.
Water and metal.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Bron is like trying to like wrap her guns.
Well, your guns,
Right.
your
They're
long
inside my
duster
duster,
coat, so they're fine. But after another little while,
I
like
take my shoes
you,
off and run in the grass.
there's well, you're still in the woods, okay?
I stay
but
running on
the
ground barefoot.
the water starts coming down heavy and torrential,
Oh, okay.
and you've just gotten out of the edge of the woods, and you're back onto the estate, going the direction of the house, as you hear this terrifying scream,
Oh shit, Olaf, Eignacon, careful.
followed by a man's scream.
oh,
Oh
I'm gonna
no! Okay.
run
We
to
go,
sound.
we go
Running.
totally into the
Give
sound.
me an awareness roll, because it's the way noises and big fields can kind of bounce
Oh
and echo.
God. I hope somebody.
13,
Yeah, I got
14,
I got
15,
22.
16.
18. Yeah, 20.
Right, so
Bo.
so while Bronwyn and Sue like, crap, what way to go? Nafua and Olaf are already sprinting ahead.
Okay, Bron is gonna just go.
Yeah,
that
so-
way.
Follow us.
Yeah.
So you're a bit ahead now. You two are not going to catch up with these two. Okay?
Sorry, who's not?
Where are
gonna
you
come?
going?
Bron
to?
and
Where are you
Selena
going
are
to?
not going to catch
My
up
movement is crazy.
with Nafua, with their supernatural speed that they can tap into because of their totem animal lineage. It's kind of a short burst kind of thing.
Are they going towards the direction of the
They're going
sound?
towards the
yeah.
direction of the sound, and Olaf, as you know, is just crazy fast. So they are sprinting ahead.
So long as we can.
Yous are behind. You can see them. They're not
Oh,
like.
okay, that's
How
fine.
is he so fast with these short legs?
Dwarves are natural sprinters. They're lost on long distance. but you two get there first, and you see lying on the
Towards
ground.
the house or away from
No,
the house?
you're kind of in the middle of the grounds. Okay, lying on the
Oh, in
ground.
the middle of
Not
the
Megan.
No, the man's
Men.
voice.
Oh, okay.
Eamon O'Murda.
No.
Lying on the ground, face up, an umbrella in his hand.
Oh shit.
I'm going to cast Stabilize.
You get to him and you see there's no wounds on him. There's no physical wounds,
Run.
but he's just on the brink. So you cast Stabilize.
Yes.
So you immediately cast Stabilize on him, just as Bron and Selena get there, seeing that Nafua just, and as you cast it, his ragged, what could have been his last gasp of breath.
I immediately kneel down to him and start healing.
Okay, which healing spell are you casting?
I'm gonna first of all.
Well, you saw Nafua cast stabilize on him,
Yes.
so he is now stable, which means you will be able to heal him with normal,
Yes.
in a normal capacity.
That's what I'll do. I'll heal him first. I think I will put some healing touch
Okay, cool.
into him.
Right.
I'm just going to draw her gun and look around.
Look, give me an awareness roll.
Oh, the way I've been rolling my awareness.
I'm just
Can
gonna.
I do
I'm just
that
gonna.
for 3?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm just gonna tap Bron on the leg when I see her going for the gun and just kind of like shake my head like.
Yeah. Well, what did you roll?
I only rolled a 13.
You're not really spotting anything, so
I use 3d6.
Yeah, cool.
So that's 6, 10, 14 plus what is
Plus
my
7.
magic? 7 is it now, so
21.
that is 21. Thank you.
yeah. His eyes come open, and he goes, "Oh my God! Oh, the God! She was her touch was like
She touched you.
she struck me in the chest.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And what were you doing out?
It had started to rain, and I knew you were out of the woods. I brought an umbrella for her ladyship.
We were in the... Oh, okay. In future, don't do that. We'll be
It's my
fine.
job.
It's just some rain. Let's get you up and get you back
And
into the house.
he's
not
slowly getting
delicate, highborn. I'll help him up.
he's slowly
Robin's
getting.
going to just basically lift him up and,
You
and like
you
help
put him on his feet.
put him on his feet,
You put him on his feet.
put him the umbrella, like...
He bends down. He picks up the umbrella. He
And I
opens
open
it.
it,
He has the umbrella. None of you have it. He picks the umbrella. He opens it and holds it over your head.
Oh no, I don't. I'm fine. I'm alright.
Shall we go in, my lady?
Yes, let's go quickly.
And
I'll grab his
I
arm
will-
and put him over my shoulder.
he kind of just respectfully nudges you away and walks.
I
Can you
respectfully
walk? Can
stay
you
where
walk?
I am.
Yes, I can walk, my lady.
Okay.
I'll walk beside him just in case.
And he's holding the umbrella over you the whole time as the rain is falling on him.
Ron is gonna like move the umbrella over to him,
And he moves it back over to you.
I am stronger than he is. I'm gonna.
So
move
do you
it
want
back.
to manhandle this man who's just brought back from the brink of death?
No, I don't.
Yafua's just gonna look at him and say, Master Eamon, I believe that you and other fellow menfolk
Are in danger.
are better off staying indoors after dark.
I had completely forgotten that you had mentioned the spectre does not like men. I had simply knew that my lady was out in the grounds at night and it had started to rain. I was doing my duty.
Totally understandable, and we really commend you take your job very, very seriously.
Of course.
But if you are to keep doing your job and to stay doing your job, you need to take care of your safety and that of the other menfolk. I'm sure you can understand.
Yes, well, so far I'm the only male member of staff in the house, although once you get the horse that Lady Roach seems eager to purchase for you, you will need a few more working the stables.
Yeah, well,
my lady.
that's not going to be for a while.
You slowly make out. He's trying to keep up with you, but you know, he's not crippled, but he's moving a bit slower than he normally does.
Okay, Ron's going to move slow down.
You know, so you get back to the house after a couple of minutes.
How are you feeling? Let me sit you down.
Oh, I'm fine. Please, Miss Selena, I'm fine.
Can I
He's
look
like,
him over?
no, he's like, I'm fine.
You must
We
understand.
might get-
You're so close to death. Do you understand that?
Well, to be honest, as I said, when she touched me, it felt like the touch of the grave.
Yeah.
That's what spectres do.
You fought them before, my lady.
Spectres.
We all have, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna pour him a port or something.
Yes, please.
And he takes. He's like, oh, thank you, sir.
And you need some rest.
Sit him by the fire.
Yes.
I will retire to my room if that is okay, my lady.
Yes,
I'm waiting
of
for
course.
permission for you
Oh,
to
of
excuse
course.
us.
Keep warm.
Do you
and
need
rest.
more blankets?
No,
or
I'll be perfectly fine.
Would you
And
like some water for tea?
I will be perfectly fine.
Okay.
He very proudly and slowly walks towards the back of the house where you know the servants' quarter are.
Fine fellow.
I'm kind of like shadow him as much as possible. Just
Well,
to
he
make
can't
sure-
do anything to stop you.
Well, I don't want him to feel uncomfortable, but I'm just gonna
He's
make-
aware that you're there. You're not stealthing or anything here, so you know he is aware that you are shadowing him.
Yeah, just make sure he doesn't like keel over or something.
He's weak, but he's still like between your stabilization spell and Selena's very powerful healing magics.
I can always scry and check if he's okay.
I know, but I'm still just going to be like, you know.
He gets to one of the door that leads in towards the kitchen area, and he turns his Nifua. And he gives a very respectful nod of the head and goes through the door and closes behind him.
And I'm like,
I like this guy.
yeah, I'm like, I like him. I don't like her.
Okay, what are we gonna do about this spectre? Because I mean, we can't have her.
I'm going to say we need to.
Also, that celebration comes up where they all go to the well.
Yeah. What about the men townsfolk?
Yeah,
Well,
we need
it's not
to.
going to be in the evening, so
Yeah, we need to talk. We need to go to that bog. We need to go to that bog tomorrow. We need to talk to Fergus. We need to get him to come with us, and we need to get him to talk to her, and hopefully then she'll
Get
be
her
able
to
to
move on.
pass on
Yes.
because she is. I'm based on what I read about her. She wasn't a malevolent person. She stayed to herself. She didn't want to hurt. She's just vengeful now because of what
Trauma.
transpired.
she
Exactly.
couldn't move on because
She was killed so brutally. So I think she's not a fan of what she's doing either. So if we give her a chance to reconnect with her lost love,
I think Fergus
will
will be
give
able
her-
to talk her down.
exactly, and it will probably give them both a bit of closure. And maybe he'll go back to it.
That would be nice.
You know,
They
he
were
sh-
so lovely to talk to us. Thank you, Arbraccan, for being there.
Of course.
Made it much easier, of course. We've been
Absolutely.
hoping to get
Speaking
them to
of, I'll
talk.
run down to the kitchen. Just remind.
The kitchen
Are they
staff are
gone?
gone. It's
Okay.
late at
I might
night.
leave a note just to pour out whiskey on the high days, you know, and just give them the
Oh, we'll
Well,
tell
I'll-
them tomorrow morning.
to
don't
be
worry.
sure. To be
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I'll just probably rummage through the kitchen. I know my way around the kitchen. And get some milk and honey. And I might actually put a bit of cinnamon. No, is there cinnamon? I don't know if cinnamon is there.
No, there would be cinnamon, but you wouldn't necessarily know where the cinnamon is because those kind of things are they would have been put away because they're expensive herbs.
I'm just gonna leave you a note and saying like an milk belt and
So
a
as-
and Luna said
yeah,
just leave.
as
We'll
Matthew was
talk to
doing
them
that.
tomorrow as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just going
I
to.
gave
I'm
them
going to
some
sort
whiskey
that
now
out
as well.
for the time being.
You leave out a sauce of milk and honey.
Yeah.
Okay, and you head to bed.
Because if
Robin
we're
out
out
dressed.
adventuring, we need to make sure it gets done.
It gets
while we're
done
not
exactly.
there.
Yes,
Yeah.
lo-
Best
lo-
thing is just have a
So
to it.
you get up to bed the next morning. You wake up, come down to breakfast. Aaron is there with Aiden and Connor just having their breakfast, and you can see one of the maids is Bridget. She's the one with the taller of the two with the really slender build, and you can see Eamon and Murdo. He's standing there waiting for you all, checking on everything. He's looking tired.
How are you feeling today?
I'm perfectly fine, my lady.
I'm
Now,
glad.
don't put on a brave face. If you
If
need,
you
I
don't
can
feel well,
give you some more
Selena is
healing.
very-
I'm perfectly fine. I had a bracing cup of tea this morning, and I am well capable of carrying out my duties.
Did you
Good
sleep
man.
well?
Yes, thank you very much.
Good.
And I wanted to be known if there's any accidents, any injuries on your stay, just come to me, alright?
Well, I have now been the unfortunate recipient of your healing powers, and I know you're quite an exception.
She is exceptional. But if you aren't feeling well, just
I'm
let us-
perfectly fine, my lady.
Okay.
You look tired if you don't mind me saying so. Did you sleep okay?
Perfectly fine.
I'm just going to.
No, it looks
Just,
fine.
do you know what I mean?
It's
If
okay.
Don't go out into the ruins at night.
I will be certain to make certain that I do not go outside alone.
Exactly.
Although it's rare I would have a reason to go outside at night.
Okay.
Hopefully we can have this matter resolved soon.
And
Yeah.
if you
wish,
feel ill in any way,
I-
come see me.
If you wish, I can ask the priest and Navin
No,
to
that-
come and
we're
maybe
go-
do an
we're on it.
exorcism or
No,
some
no,
such
no,
thing.
no.
We are going to resolve the situation.
Yes, my lady.
I'm just going to turn to Selena and say, we should probably just go into town and go to that pub that you went into, just so he can spread the word
Yeah.
about what happened, and hopefully the menfolk will take this
Most
as
of them seem
as a
to stay
serious
away.
warning.
Yeah.
Exactly, but
How
they
far
They're
have
not,
been
they're not
found.
likely to go onto my land.
Oh, it's like it's only the middle of August.
But you
Luna
know, young
Sue was
lovers-
recently, And the 1st of
And all
September
that.
is the feast
Oh,
day.
But they are away.
Okay.
There are stories
We
that
still have
that
we still have
grants are
weeks.
home.
We
so
still have a
we're
couple of
fine.
weeks. I'm hoping
But-
that we can resolve this in the next
Yeah.
night or two.
Mr.
Yeah.
Eamon, if you don't mind, could you please pass it on to the kitchen staff to leave out a saucer of milk and honey every night and some good whiskey on the high days?
Always.
Of course, I will say it to Miss Neve Redknock and to Cook Burka, and they will be certain that this is
Like
done.
our
met
fairy
with
neighbours
the-
have been very
we met
helpful.
with the fairies.
Oh,
and,
excellent.
This is.
Of course.
They're-
They're going to. They have helped us, so we want to.
My mother always told me it's always good to keep good relations with your Fey neighbours.
Absolutely.
Exactly, and they've been a great help to us already. So
Excellent.
yeah. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so
Shall we go?
Well, it's very, like, what's the plan?
We're waiting for twilight, I guess, kind of ish, twilight-ish.
Yeah,
We won't see anything on the bog until then.
Mhm.
You all know that any Fey that are there,
they're not going to come
Um,
out
We
until
won't see
dusk.
them in the daylight.
yeah, so
Aigna, come. Will you come with us again?
if you wish, of course I can, yes.
Should we? Can we take your carriage?
To the bog.
Well, to the edge of the bog, certainly.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's not going to. Well, it's
If it was
gonna-
raining again, you know.
Hopefully, it won't rain.
Mm-hmm.
While we're on the way in the carriage, I will regale the story of the puka when I was in the Fey realm, who tried to make a bargain with me to take me to the grove of
Oh, tell
apples.
us. Yes.
And I'll just say, like, they are fond of making bargains, so just be careful.
Oh, the
Like,
Fae.
you know,
Mhm.
as you know, yeah. But he did offer me a chance to hop up on his back to bring me to my destination, but there was
For
a
what
price.
price?
Yeah, so just be careful.
So, you are
Not my
told
taxes.
that there is a bog, it's called the Jamestown Bog,
Dempster bog.
and it's
I
just
used to
under,
live there.
it's just, well, it's,
Memories.
And I lived in Melbourne.
Not in the bog.
I
might as well
suppose they
be.
might have drained it or something.
there is a bog called the Jamestown Bog, and it's about 4.5 kilometres from the house.
Yeah, that's about cool.
So, yeah.
During the day, though, before we go, I would like to astral project. Jesus, too much gin.
I'm not sorry.
To Stefano, please, and tell him to move the camp to here.
Yeah, okay.
And before we head, I'm just going to get like a little like jar / vial, try and get a sample from the bog.
Sample of what?
Of
Just the
water.
bog, just
Bog.
like bog soil, so like bog soil.
Bog
and
soil or
water.
bog
Both.
water?
I want to get like there's 2 vials, so I want to get one of each,
Okay,
just so I can do science stuff.
okay.
I sound like such a nerd.
Stuff.
Science stuff. Like just sitting in my room at night going,
For
"Oh,
science."
science.
So if you want, we can just jump ahead to later in the day.
Yeah.
Okay, so jump ahead to later in the day. You have dinner and arrange to get to the bog.
Yeah.
It'll be less than an hour away, like maybe.
This time I think I'll
Yeah,
eat in
yeah.
Like,
my
if you-
adventure garb.
Well, if
Be ready to
if
go
you're
out.
using Aaron's carriage,
Mm.
okay, and actually, there are technically male members of staff. Her groomsmen and carriagemen, they are staying in the house at the moment. They're just not part of Bronwyn's official staff,
Yeah.
but they've been warned to not
Stay,
go wandering
yeah.
the grounds at night.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So they bring you out, like, it's probably about, carriage, like maybe 20, 30 minutes.
Cool.
It's not that, like, I remember the average land speed of a carriage in the mid-19th century, and I think it was something like, no, it was like 13 kilometers per hour, something like that, I
Yeah.
think, depending on the road conditions and that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's about 20 minutes or thereabouts, okay?
Less than half
Because
the
the road is not exactly a really nice, well laid.
Yeah.
So you get there, and it's kind of time as you get into the bog at about maybe 30, 40 minutes before the sun is setting,
Mhm.
and you start making your way.
Mhm.
You do find quickly that it's standard bog. The soil is kind of deep. You're being very careful walking, and then you do come across that there is a wooden road laid down across the bog for people to
Lovely.
pass more easily. So you start walking along there.
Are you taking your sample?
Yeah, but before I do so, I'm just going to say, I'd just like to take a sample
For science.
for research purposes.
And science
I
stuff.
don't mean any disrespect.
Agnicon turns to you and says, "Who are you talking to?"
Whoever
Is listening.
Whoever might get mad that I'm going to do this.
Yeah, Faye in Ireland don't really get mad with people taking water and bog soil.
Well, it's a common practice that I would do naturally back home, so I just felt
Are they
like a bit more.
are the Fae back home a lot more territorial?
Not necessarily. It's just a sign of respect that you understand that they also live there.
I
Oh.
think
And you're
there are
respecting
many
their
people
domain.
here who work on the bogs. Isn't that right, Brian?
Yeah, well, you were told like people do harvest the bog for soil.
Yeah.
Like the local farmers will cut the bog for turf for their homes. It's not something that's being done on a mass commercial scale.
I mean, I would
Yeah.
assume they probably also leave out milk and honey. so
Exactly,
whatever.
leave offerings. So I'm just
So well, let's keep an eye out.
You must think we're all bonkers, guys.
Like-
We don't need no respect.
you're on like fucking
It's
talking
just
to the
like,
sky.
what are you talking about?
So you continue along the bog for a good while, calling out. The sky does, or the sun sets, and it does start to get dark. Okay.
Mhm.
You've been traveling along for about 40 minutes, and you do see off in the distance a glow of golden orb of light, and it starts to slowly drift towards you all.
Oh, the fucking will of the wisp.
I hate these things.
Agnicon just looks at it, and he's in his true elven form, and he just gestures with a flick of his hand, and it just moves off.
Wow,
He's
that
the-
would
I
have
swear to
been
God,
so
he's so
handy
amazing.
when we were dealing with the Doulahan.
Yeah, why didn't you come with us? Honestly,
You didn't ask.
That's
didn't.
true. We did not.
Our mistake.
But we didn't. We did not.
We didn't do too bad. Let's be honest.
We didn't do too bad, and we
I
didn't.
almost
We didn't
ended
know
up
that you were
drowning in
such
a
a
bog.
That's
badass.
true.
I almost drowned in a bog.
That is true.
What the Doulahan? Really?
No,
No,
with the
because of
will
the
Oh, yeah,
willow.
well, yes, yeah, true.
So, well, let's just keep. And you
Can we adopt him as a member?
So as
of
you're
our
coming out,
party?
you spot off. As you're saying that, you see Agnicon just looking off in the distance,
I just look that way.
Yeah.
and you can see off a good 60, 70 meters away a form, a black dark form that's kind of moving along.
Fuck's sake.
And it looks like this massive, long-haired, shaggy black dog.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, well, shall we just keep going?
Yeah.
Yes.
Keeps going, and the dog is kind of walking along, roughly kind of diagonally across your path. And as you're coming on, you spot there's you've got, I'm going to set the scene. You've got the uneven terrain of the bog itself, and you're walking along a wooden road.
Yep.
It's about 1.5 meters wide, so maybe 2 people abreast can walk it, no problem. Okay. A small wagon could go across this. Okay, just wide enough for a small wagon. Okay.
Right.
All right. About as wide as a boarding would be. Okay. And there's here and there you do see the odd lone scraggly tree just kind of trying to eke its way up out of the ground. There's one off, a couple off to the left, and one off to the right. And as you start seeing the dogs walking along, the strangest thing happens. It's passing by a tree, and as it passes by the tree, you don't see its head or its forelimbs as it continues to pass. And you see the hindquarters and the tail, and as the tail passes, it's gone, and it's completely disappeared.
Is that a portal, you think?
No, but they can turn invisible.
Oh, they do. Yeah,
Right.
that's true. Forgot about that.
Yes. I don't suppose any of you have the,
Oh, I do.
what?
I took that vial of true sight.
You put the oil on you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'd forgotten about that.
I hadn't. And that's permanent, isn't it?
Unless a fey creature finds out about it and gets really annoyed and permanently blinds you.
Yeah. Okay.
Nyafua is going to feel very and just grab their protection mask and just put it on.
Okay.
And I'd also like to cast Actually, no.
So you are actively looking out for the creature, yes?
I am.
So give me an awareness roll.
The way I'm rolling. For fuck's sake.
Oh.
That's like 11.
Okay.
Not too bad. Yeah, but the target number is pretty fucking probably ridiculous.
11. Okay, well, you don't spot it. You're not sure. It may have scampered off because, you know, elf.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can kind of feel Agatha's presence.
Okay. So, you just continue along. For a bit longer. Are you trying to do anything? Like, are you keeping an eye out for this pook, obviously, but
And we're also
else?
looking out for the
I
fairy.
suppose every so often we'll call
Call out
maybe
for
Fergus.
Fergus.
We're here on behalf of Grania.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so someone give me a charm roll.
Yep, I'll do it.
I have wordsmith as well.
Somebody who's not me, because
What you roll?
Yeah, Selena
Selena.
has like got a ridiculous charm modifier. Remember,
I rolled the natural.
I have a plus 6
So-
for charm.
as well, yeah. You see,
Yeah.
you know, Nafu, you know the way as a sorcerer, intellect is your secondary
Yeah.
stat, and for the mystic, charm is their other primary stat. So, what did Nafu get when you rolled?
Not enough. 6.
Oh God.
So 6.
So 9. I got
9
7.
total.
I got
No,
6
no.
plus 3, so 9.
1,
Yeah, I got
7,
9
and
as well.
4 would be 13 still with a natural one.
Fergus O'Rourke calls out Aignacon in a clear voice. My name is Aignacon Kinsock of the Kinsock Tua. We come to talk to you about your beloved. And after a moment or two, you see a glimmer. This time it's not floating high, like a meter or so above. It's kind of bouncing along the ground. Not going at a crazy speed.
Also, I jumped
And after a few moments, you see, standing in front of you, the tiny form of a fairy. This fairy is quite old. He's very, very old. Grey-haired, stooped slightly. He's got this very nice, rich, royal blue blazer with a red waistcoat. And he's got this very fine cane. And as he stops you all, he sees Aignacon and he gives a deep... He tries to give a very deep bow, but he's old. Deep bow. He's like, my lord elf. And Aignacon gives a very respectful nodding bow himself. You are O'Rourke. He says, I am. And he looks at the four of you and he's like, I'm Fergus O'Rourke. What brings you all out here tonight?
well, I'm Bronwyn Pritchard. I live in the Arbraccan House now.
Oh, I used to know that place.
Yes. So
We know.
we discovered a diary there belonging to a, looking at our last Grania
What Niarla? That's
near
And the wind.
Grania. Yes, I did know a Grania once, a long time ago.
you see, she's now she hasn't been able to
Move on.
rest.
She's
What?
She was tragically killed
I know.
by bandits.
When my troop we'd left to a site that we'd spend half the year at in Galway, and when we got back, I heard the news that she was taken from me.
She is unfortunately now unable to move on, and
What?
she's a
What?
spectre on the
She's
grounds.
She's been trapped in that place for these last 200 years?
Yes.
Yes.
And you just see a tear roll down his cheek.
Anyway,
We must.
she has been attacking men, and we were wondering maybe if you could possibly talk to her.
Of course.
and help her
Let us
move on.
go. Let us go. And he immediately goes past you and starts
okay.
bounding along. For an ancient fairies, quite sprightly.
So we're just gonna kind of run and try not to like fall and break our necks on this bog.
Yeah. You bounce sprightly along after him, and after about 40 minutes or so, you get back. Your men, or Ignacon's men and Erin's men, are kind of lounging at the carriage, and when they see you all, like, oh, and they start getting ready, open the door, and as they open the door, the ancient fairy, he just kind of bounces and jumps into the carriage, like, what the?
So
and then you all
get into the carriage as well.
Yeah, he's with us.
my lord, he says, come on, get the horses ready, men. We're going back to the house. And it's like, yes, my lord. He's back in his human form. Although they all know he's an elf, they work in White Rock, but he's just automatically goes back to his human form a lot of the time. You know, he just likes to. He's a chill guy. And he likes things.
He doesn't want free people.
Basically, so you said, but now it takes a bit longer because it's night time, so they're going a bit more slowly and steadily. But you do get back to the house after about 30-40 minutes, okay?
So just while we're there, Bronwyn's going to say we're very sorry about what happened. And
we'll see if we can find her, yes. And you get back up to the house. It goes up the driveway up to the front of the house, and he's all disembarked and says, she'll be at the well. Let's go to the well.
Yes.
And then before we go, I'm just going to kind of look at Ignicon and be like, should you stay here?
I'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm not worried about a spectre.
Okay.
But we don't want to hurt her either.
I never will. Bring up the rear.
No, it'll be safer for you in the middle, Olaf. You don't want to be
Olaf, Ignicon says, Olaf, I'll stand beside you. I'll keep an eye on, yes. Okay.
Not that I'm worried or scared or
anything. Oh no.
Us Fae need to stick together. Yes,
protect everyone from the back.
Yes, we will.
We're
very grateful for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
We've faced spectres before.
Of course you have. So, and by the way, Fergus is already gone. Like he's already been like 30-40 minutes. Like, oh shit! He's like, you're right on this conversation. He's chasing, running after him. He's trying to get to him, and he comes down around like the ground's kind of divot around. So like there's an embankment that comes down into the well, and then at a rise above that was where the cottage was, so it was kind of overlooking it.
Yeah.
And he's got there and he's looking around. He says, "That was her home."
Yeah, we figured.
It's
all in ruins now, unfortunately.
That's where we found the journal.
Time does that to them.
Yes.
And he just calls out, he's like, Grania, my beloved.
Oh.
And he's looking, he's like, you're certain she's here?
Yeah.
Yes. She was, yes.
And as he's saying, there's a shimmer of light, and her form appears. And as I said, you've seen before this, like, what is a young woman, but with this kind of tortured kind of expression. And he sees her, and she's like, it's true, you've been all this time. And when she sees him, she kneels down and she starts to speak. You can't hear any of what she's saying, but he's like, yes, I know. I didn't know. I thought, as a human, I thought you'd moved on. And you didn't need to wait for me. And they're like he can hear her, but none of you can hear. He's like, well,
I assume Ignicon can hear everything.
No, we can't hear it neither.
So we just we're just hearing.
You're hearing what he's saying. It's like, well, you needn't wait any longer, my beloved. And she stands up, and his body starts to rise and float up, and he takes her hand. And as he does, his form starts to fade.
Oh
no! And her form fades.
Oh.
And in a moment, they are both gone.
Oh my god. That is so beautiful. Oh.
And just before she goes, that tortured expression is gone, and the clouds pass away, and the moon comes out for a moment. And it's as the moonlight hits them both, there's this beautiful smile on her face, and you think you can see the reflection of tears rolling down her cheeks.
Oh.
And they are gone.
We should have a little memorial there for her.
Yes.
Like, for the two of them.
Yeah.
That would be lovely, says Ignicon. That would be really lovely. It is quite late, though. We should probably all head to bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you all slowly make your way back. And as you're leaving, there's a peace to the place. There's this real feeling of serenity to the place. As you all head back up. And as you say that, you go and you reach down for your goblin purse.
Your goblin purse is gone.
The fuck?
The goblin purse is gone?
And your goblin purse is no longer at your waist.
Oh, God.
And I think we will leave it there tonight.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? All my stuff is in there, guys.
Will the party be able to find the puka they are certain committed the theft of Selena's goblin purse? And will they be able to stop Selena from killing this dangerous and devious fey creature? Join us next week to find out. If you've enjoyed these stories and would like to know more about the world of Faearth, be sure to follow us on social media. You can find us on Twitter, @Faearth, all one word, also on TikTok, @Fae_Earth, and we are on the itch.io website. Our address being fae-earth.itch.io. Here you can find our lore primer and starter set with more on the setting of Faearth, as well as an early release core rulebook which will allow you and your friends to adventure in this world of humans and fae.